Welcome. This is Ken. Once again, it's a Monday, which means it must be time for Ken to do some talking. All right. We're going to call it Ken's Comics, and Ken likes to make comics, so he's going to show you some stuff. We're going to talk about some stuff, and we're going to do some stuff. Why do I have a feeling my mic was muted for that whole thing? Um, if it was, I'm sorry. I think I just unmuted it. I was going to say technical difficulties, but it's really user error. Let's just be honest. It's Monday, and Ken, I don't know, messed stuff up. All right, so we are this close to the Angel's Blood Kickstarter, so I'm really excited about that. It's less than 2 weeks away. I'm going to show you something new for that today. I'm going to do some other art stuff and maybe take some requests. I got a couple of suggestions. I'm going to do some live drawing today, maybe just a little bit because I don't know how tired I am because I was up all night working on some new pages. I'm really excited about the new pages. I cannot wait to show you, but yeah, not just yet. Also, really excited about bam, bam, that, you know what? Okay, that's my vaccine card because I got my double dose and we are all kinds of vaccinated up in this house. Also very excited because they're opening vaccines up to the age group that my daughter's in, and we're looking forward to getting her vaccinated as well. She wants it, so we're going to go for it because the kid lives for theater, and it kind of sucks this past year that most of everything she loves to do has been taken away because the dangers of this ridiculously bad, sad, terrible disease. And I'm not going to talk about it much more today because I want to get to some art. The world is in a really crappy place right now, and I'm really bummed out about it. And so I thought about talking about serious things today, and I decided the most productive thing I can do is really to just spread some positivity. So we're going to be positive today. I'm going to drop my pencil today. It's okay. Got a pen. Now, look it out, because I do need that pencil. Starting with some stuff I wanted to show you. So this past week, I have been working on some videos. And forgive me because I'm not a broadcaster and I'm not a video guy. I'm not a cinematographer or a filmmaker. Nothing totally special like that. I make comics. That's what I've always done. It's what I focus on. So if there's something I like to say I'm good at, it's just comics. But I've been branching out and getting other things. Big thanks to my man Ted Davies, who just had a really successful Kickstarter with his new book, Grim 101. Check it out, look it up. It'll be coming soon. It looks like a really fun, weird, interesting, funny story. Looking forward to seeing that. But anyway, my man Ted started me off with this with an interview, and I really enjoyed talking to the camera about stuff, and gave me the idea to do a little bit of that and show off some of my comics and use it as a way to express myself a little bit, especially while we're still kind of in COVID times. And don't get cocky, we're still in COVID times, people. So using StreamYard, which turns out a lot of people use. I had never even heard of it, but it's a pretty popular program, and it's pretty versatile. You can do a lot of stuff with it. So I'm going to use it to show you some of the new things I've been doing. And I've been getting into some other video editing, and I'm rambling because I realized where I started this sentence was I've been getting into doing some video stuff. And I'm working on a Kickstarter for Angels of Blood coming up May 30th. Be there. And I wanted to put some promo stuff together with some music and things, sort of like the doodle videos that I've been doing, which are fun but limited in their scope. And I spent about 2 weeks looking all over the internet for some music that embodied Angel's Blood. Angel's Blood is a a darker book. It's about demons and blood and gore and violence and this battle between heaven and hell kind of thing. The search for redemption, yada yada. But it's got an edge to it, especially the first issue. The new issue, the prequel issue, has got a little more edge to it, but you haven't seen it yet. So I spent about 2 weeks looking for a appropriate track to put behind some still images of my art, and that was it. I was just trying to put something a little like that. It seemed apparently I got a video. It seemed like I wanted to do something. I want to do something visually impressive. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. It's Monday. Long story short, I couldn't find a track, so I'm looking all over the internet. I'm trying to find something that I can legally use, because for one thing, I mean, I didn't want to put something out there for promotion that I didn't have the rights to, and end up getting sued or honestly, for getting sued. I mean, as an artist, I just believe in royalty, or I believe in your intellectual property. I wouldn't want somebody to take my work without permission and use it for their own financial gain. And being that the Kickstarter is going to be raising money for the new book, I didn't want to be shady about it. So I looked and looked and looked, man, and I found some good file sharing sites, and I found some really interesting music by some indie artists who just want the exposure and stuff. But I just didn't find anything quite right. And I was up late, and it was, like I said, about 2 weeks of searching like that, searching and searching, checking the comments, and the next thing I knew, it hit me. Wait a minute, I know a guy. I mean, I barely know a guy. I kind of know a guy. So there's this guy. I met this dude in I think 2017 at BMO's bar in Bay City, and he was a rapper, and I like hip hop music, so that was cool. He was doing a live set. The sound was really bad. I'll be honest. No offense, guys, but I mean, the sound. I could tell it was hip hop, and I liked the sound of it, but I couldn't understand a word. But I was doing an art show there, selling some artwork, and I had made a little bit of money, so I bought a demo. Went up, met the guy. Hi, how you doing? Bought your demo. Hey, support local artists. I'm all about that. Took it home, and it was dope. Okay, I'm old enough to say that because we invented dope back in my day. So I thought about this guy, and his name's Chase Passion. That's his stage name. And I really liked his music. And it just occurred to me, like, maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something that he has that I could try and get the rights or permission from him and do something that nobody else has done, because it'll be a track that this is, it's local and it's original. So nobody's used it before for at least this purpose. And it took me about 2 seconds of hitting him up on YouTube to find the perfect track. This song hits all the chords, man. Embodies the feeling that I want for Angel's Blood, the tone that I wanted for the video. And so then I started playing with it. I started playing with a video editor, a really bad, cheap edit. I'm sorry, guys. Again, I'm not a movie maker, so bear with me because the quality is not totally pristine. But I'm going to show you the first video I made with my man Chase Passion, because dude just has okay, I take it back. I'm going to show you the doodle video I made with the song that really knocked me out, and then I'll get to the second one. Check this out. You've seen some of these images before in a doodle, but it was something that I really wanted to put to this music because I can't explain it, so I'm going to stop trying to talk. Just hit the right chords. Check it out. Born to compose, supposed to those held the throne. I'm here not for show below, the one talk for home the art. Craft the board, trap it, don't worry, hip hop isn't dead, it was just absent. And it's hardly a fragment of what you could imagine.
imagine beats that stab lyrically I ravish. A savage learn to manage and handle the baggage. I lend hands, don't leave homies hanging, that's true. Fuck a phony walking flesh suit. Stuck in a world where I can't be heard. Words serve as a release to my nerves. I'm sure I'm irrelevant, but observe the intelligence. Cerebellum swelling for more than just the hell of it. A lonely individual holding on by only syllables. We lost control, trying to regain it back. Track after track, I pull and I hold. Who knows if it's even supposed to mold cold? Where I stand, limestone planet. Granted, I'd hate the planet if music never landed. Left short-handed to help the damage, i.e. carnage like a sandwich, in which I switch from fists to lips, so quick, too swift to live. Of course, that's figurative. In a way, okay. Initially, I wait too long, then it's too late. Lessons get learned each and every day. I've been being bashed and burned in every state of mind. It's becoming lame. My brain has to strain itself to find someone of intellectual incline. If you spit fine, but don't think you're better than everyone because your shoes are spit shined. Appearance doesn't matter. You gotta live blind to actually open your eyes. It's no surprise you can't realize real ties and extreme lies. Live on the free fly. Why try to comply to a planet which you're oblivious to when you die?
Okay. I am probably more in love with that than anyone else is, including anyone watching. But what hit me about that song, and it doesn't stop hitting me every time I listen to it. I hear something different, and that's just a short bit of it. And I actually made the video way too long. I'm sorry, but man, I fell in love with it because what that does, in an audible way, is it assaults you the way that I want the artwork to assault you visually. I want you to look at it and see something different every time. The way that my favorite comics always did for me. The sound was just bam, 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 bam. And the lyrics, man, I get something different out of every time. You gotta live blind in order to open your eyes, and like just lyric, man, dude has skills. Chase Passion, look him up. Hit him up on Bandcamp. I got some of the stuff on iTunes. You can see him a ton of stuff on YouTube. He's been at this for years, and I liked him when I met him. He was good, and then I went down the rabbit hole, started watching dude's videos, and he gets better and better and better and better and better. So I think dude needs support. And anyway, so I reached out to Chase and I said, man, maybe actually I take that back because I talked to him recently, just about signing up for updates on my comics. So I recently talked to him, and he joined the email list, and he was getting my videos and my new art and stuff. And so I reached out to him. I said, man, can I use a song? I'm really excited about this. I like if I didn't get this song, project was dead. I was not going to do a video because it hit me. This is the one. This is the song. It was just inspiration, serendipity. This was like my muse for this particular project. I would have done some lame, weak little, just barely good enough thing, and instead, I found the perfect song. And so the doodle video was just to play with it. I'm going to use it in a better snippet and trim it down and do some better stuff with, I promise, for the ultimate Kickstarter video. But man, I needed to share that because first of all, you got to hear it, man. I should play it over and over again. You might get tired of that. Ultimately though, I wanted to do a shorter song, a shorter video, something quicker, more snippety. So it doesn't lose your attention as much as I think the song does not lose your attention. Maybe the art does or something. So I'm working on getting something closer to under a minute, 30 seconds or so. So I started playing with the video editor that came, Movie Maker on my laptop, because why not? And going down the rabbit hole, this song was almost my first choice because thematically it's called Angels and Demons. By the way, just a plug for Chase, that first song was called Crushing Conformity, which just again hits for this project. This next one I'm going to show you I shared it with Chase and I got okay. Is also a rough cut. All this is rough. None of this is like some finished presentation, but it's good enough. I want to share with the people who, if you're watching this, you know that I throw half done stuff up there all the time. I love getting opinions. I love sharing what I'm working on. Most of the stuff is in progress. When I have something really, really finished, it'll be presented. But so there's another song called "Angels and Demons," though, and it doesn't hit as hard as that one, like with the knockout, like as fast. But the theme of it, I mean, "Angels and Demons" is straight up fits the book. So I mean, the thing's called "Angel's Blood," and it's about a demon. So I wrote to Chase, and Chase said, "Yeah, go ahead and use it." In fact, he was going to suggest I use that song because after he saw the book, he realized that it's probably a better fit. So check this video out, rough as it is, because this song really has something special to going on with this project too.
There is a question I'd like to ask you first here, in the office of His Holiness. Do you believe in God, sir?
Father, I simply believe that religion...
I would not ask if you believe what man says about God. I asked if you believe in God.
I'm an academic.
I bottle every speck of light and throw it in the dark. Angel in appearance with a demon heart. Gaining pieces just to watch myself fall apart. From which way can I sway to make my mark? Trying to outrun the shadow, sad to embark my arc. So clueless that the influence could be so ruthless. With an angel and devil soldered to my shoulders, I second guess my movement, phase moving while I'm stuck in park. My mindset I'm losing, I'm gaining the goddamn contusion. It's hard to decipher reality from the illusion. A choice I'm fused with, couldn't decide, so I took them both and blended the fusion. When is a great question. My contradicting hues of light are progression, not lack of attention. Although I lack direction, my evil side says I'm perfect, my better half has a confession. If I intertwine the two sides, I'd have sublime tendencies within the eyes I reside. Yeah. I'm steady looking in a double-sided mirror, watching myself through my reflection, reflecting on my spirit. My fear is that someday my split personality will develop its own reality inside with the enemy. Perplexes me and eyes messed in the head. Distress calls out to all of my closest friends. In my mind blends every segment in everything I pretend, and I notice when I take the defense. But on the sunny side, all's good. Wife and kid great, slick job, work tough, and I'm never giving in. Turn the 311 up and live for positivity. I'm in my own paradise, so fuck all your bullshitting. I feel my soul.
Okay, cut right there because I did not know how to finish that catchphrase I was working on. I was going to say, "Come for the angels, stay for the blood." I think I'm clever, but I'm not that clever. I make pictures. That's what I do. I'm not a writer. So thanks for paying attention to my whack-ass video. Oh, I can say whack, too. Kids don't know these days. I tell you, they're whippersnappers. All right, I got one more to do, but I'm going to wait on that for a minute and because I promised some live sketching today. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. Then I got another quicker bit video that I worked a little more on making it the presentation better. And then I'm going to tease a piece of art for the big Kickstarter project kicking off. So I have been drawing a lot of stuff here. And I drew dragons for a whole set one time. I drew some Spider-Man and some Hulk. I'm gonna draw a little angel's blood today, actually. See if I can get that right. See if I hustle my angle here. Get me right. Yeah, buddy. Mike and I kicked around the angel's blood concept for a long time. I had a bunch of weird designs, trying to come up with something new for a demon. And I was, and to be fair, I was younger. So most of my stuff was pretty lame. I ended up settling on, we went back and forth for a couple of weeks before we settled on this monster here. Now he's a little bit Spawn inspired in especially in that I felt like something happened to his nose and it's like all kinds of cut down and he's basically just got nostrils. It's a little bit of a Morbius influence too. I think Morbius, depending on who's drawing him in the comics, Morbius the living vampire, he's got kind of a pugged up, short, stubby nose that doesn't quite look human. But again, for Morbius, the living vampire, hopefully that movie's dropping soon. I've been looking forward to it. Different artists draw him very differently. Sometimes he looks all too human, and it depends, I think, on whether or not in the story he's a good guy or a bad guy. He was originally a villain, and then ultimately he became a good guy. He's a scientist, kind of like Doctor Strange, a doctor who's working on a cure for blood disease and stuff, and gets caught up in this world. Anyway, long story. I'm not going to go into Morbius. So, Spawn inspired. All right. I always liked the white eyes, although when I do him close up, Golgoth's eyes, he doesn't have pupils. They're reversed, so they're darker on the outside, and I shade them to white. So the whites of his eyes are dark, and where his pupils would be are white. I don't do a lot of that when you don't see him close up though, because it just doesn't translate. So it's easier to just leave him white. I also made his face melted on one side. You'll see some of the pictures that I have for Angel's Blood. You don't see that on his face. I started thinking like a little Freddy Kruegerish kind of thing, with just like the skin actually melting like almost wax, and so it looks a little just gross. Only on one side. There's a story there in my head that I don't know. I don't know. It was in my mind when I made it, but I don't know where it ends up. Maybe someday we'll figure out the story of how Golgoth got his face burnt. Because anyway, like I was trying to say, in the earlier stories, the prequels and stuff, and some of the art for that, you'll see that his face is not. So he hasn't always been burnt, but he's been alive or dead. Rather, he's been a demon for hundreds of years. The story coming up, you'll see he was an early American settler. Did some really horrible things, as many colonists did, and dies at the hands of Native Americans, riddled with arrows, and well, he deserves it. And when he becomes a demon, his face is not burned on one side. Somewhere along the lines, he gets burnt on one side. I always like high cheekbones because it just, even when a muscular character looks a little emaciated for some reason, it gives it some depth. The character in his real life has a little chin goat, like a soul patch. So as he became a demon, he let that grow. He's not got a full goat going on here. And this ties in a little bit, I think, where I always like drawing this because of Puff the Magic Dragon and stuff when I do my dragons. Always felt like him just having a long, stupid chin hair goatee gave him something to do with his face. And early on, I was younger and I was just trying to think, what details haven't I seen? What can I add that's different? And how can I put all this together? Maybe it comes off, maybe it doesn't. But I like it. So, all right. Now, I also chose to give the guy these ears. I'm going to watch this. I thought, when I was a kid, I had one of those comic books that was a record. And in fact, I had two of them. Nope, make that three. I had a comic book that came with a record in the back, and you take the record and play it along with the comic book. one of the ones I had was Batman versus the Man-Bat, and I thought that was just pretty cool. And I was maybe 10 years old. Uh, my favorite Batman story was Batman versus the Man-Bat, maybe only because it was just a cool twist. Literally a guy that was like half bat, legs and arms and stuff, but like wings and um, big. Okay, so big bat-like ears. So when I was coming up with this guy, I decided to give him these big bat-like ears for no other reason than it tickled me a bit to add that little detail. So he's a bit long because I'm like pointy ears. Tried to give him just pointy ears. He ended up looking like Spock a little bit. Um, and again, I'm thinking, what can I do that doesn't look like I'm copying, just straight copying something else? Especially being as young and uncreative as I was. So then I'm thinking demon, right? What's a demon? I'm thinking can't be a demon without horns. But demons, everybody does that. Everybody's done it. Um, so I thought, what could I do differently about horns? Maybe I give him a horn, and it turns out that's stupid. So the just one horn in the center just makes him like a rhino or a unicorn. But again, kind of protruding, got a little skin ripple there, protruding from his forehead. But for Golgoth, I wanted something different, and being the mean, terrible demon that he was, sort of going to be the opposite of Jesus. And I thought about doing a twist on Jesus' crown of thorns. I made it a crown of horns. So we got. I did a couple of versions of this where he had his horns all the way around, and there were 6 of them. And it just seemed like too much. So ultimately, the final version has Golgoth with 4 horns, 2 on either side, 1 in front, 1 in the back, still giving him a crown of horns. And I don't remember. It might have been that Mike didn't like the 6 horns. Mike always thought I overdid it with horns, and he was probably right. I'm not good at editing myself, so I had horns, but he's got little knuckles, um, not quite horns, but like I don't know what you call them, almost talons, but they're protruding from his knuckles. So when he punches somebody, he just totally protrudes into their face and stuff. Uh, I'm from the '90s kind of school of thought, and more is always better. Um, more pockets, more pouches, more guns, more muscles, whatever it is. We exaggerated everything in the '90s, man. So I wanted these horns protruding. He's gonna have 4 of them all the way around, crown of thorns. Now, I have a tattoo. All right, see this? There's my tattoo. Now you're special. You saw my tattoo. My first book that I ever made, that I created anyway, was called Luna, Devil's Mistress, and it was absolutely 100% my female spawn, and that character had braids. Golgoth, when I got the first design from Mike, had long hair, and the only thing he had to say was that Golgoth needed to have long hair. Me, as an homage to myself and my first book that never got made, I gave Golgoth long hair, but I made it braided just because I thought it looked weird and twisted and kind of different. You can make it flowy in the wind, or you can make it raggedy. So I liked the idea. It takes forever to do it, and I'm going to do just a quick swirly version of it. But in reality, when I draw the hair, I like to do the braids section by section, little by little. But it just, if I'm doing a sketch, I won't do that right now because that'll take forever. It'll take all day, and it won't really be worth it. So for Golgoth, I've got his hair just kind of going all over the place. The first issue, his hair is pulled back into a some sort of metallic ponytail holder. And I got the idea for that from Star Trek. Straight lifted that from Star Trek because I'm a big Worf fan. And as Worf got older in the years, his hair got longer. It went from like being shoulder length to longer and longer, and ultimately they tied it back so he looked professional enough to be on the bridge. But if he was in battle or something, it could get all raggedy and whatnot. Or they crimped it when they made him, full Klingon gear. Klingons, for being as tough and rough as they are, really care about their hair. At least in Next Generation. So Galga's hair would go do however I want to do it, because I can make some shorter, some longer too. It gives me a lot of options to play with, just to be visually interesting. And they have to go a little bit around his horns, because, if you can't see the crown of horns, what good's a crown of horns? This is all behind me. Let's do some of that. His neck just got to be kind of tough and veiny. He gave him a chest plate. I wanted the chest plate to look like it was made out of some kind of a stone. So it's always got little dots, like a gravelly texture to it. So I always have to do little dots, no matter what, whenever I do this. And then in the first book, I'm gonna do this real quick. I made this weird leather strap that just kind of goes like a ladder like this and connects to his chest plate and goes over his shoulders to hold it on, because he's not wearing his shirt. It doesn't cover him. There's nothing on his back, because, oh man, on the back he's got wings. He's got a double set of wings. Again, I was trying to think what's different, what haven't I seen before, and I was either going to go crazy big with the wings, but I've seen that. So he's got these typical demon bat leathery wings, similar to how I draw on a dragon, but he's got a double set of them. So when he unveils them, they still they go all over the place, and he can fly with them, even though they're not very big, because he's doubled up like that. But I am no longer a fan of these black leathery straps that I had, like here, currently, because especially since I've been going back and telling some prequel stories. Currently, though, I've decided that he's got chains that go over his shoulders to hold that thing on. I think it just makes more sense to me, and I like drawing chains more than I like drawing these goofy straps. So that's good enough for that for me. Thank you for playing my game. I'm going to sign it because I sign everything. And that is Ken. That's how we do. A lot of stuff I draw the way I would want to see it. Inspired by the stuff I've talked about in other videos, like Todd McFarlane and John Byrne. In particular, Norman Rockwell, like you probably saw in my opening doodle sketch there. If you watched it, maybe you didn't. Maybe you did. Okay. Quick poll. Do we want to watch my video next or see the artwork? The last week I teased some artwork because I'm a big Hulk fan, in case you didn't know. So let's show you this. This is the Incredible Hulk #1, and it's a classic, hopefully very recognizable cover. And last week I showed you something I was working on as a homage to this, that I wanted to put on the new, boom, here it is. I wanted to put on the new Kickstarter. So this is the work in progress of my homage to the Jack Kirby original Hulk #1. Show you that again. Because I'm really excited to say that I finished it, and I'm happier than I expected to be with how it came out. So this is going to be um, a new cover for an additional project we're going to work on. So this is Hulk number 1. This is Angel's Blood 0 Kickstarter edition. All right. I lied. I'm not taking a poll. Nobody's voting. I'm going to show you the art. I could talk about this piece all day. I'm really excited about all this goofy stuff I put in there. Everything has a reason and makes sense, at least to me. You see that it got the double wings there. Someone asked me if this was Hulk with wings, to which I said no. But it fits the theme. Mike and I are both big Hulk fans. We bonded over that, and it's what made our friendship and our partnership even stronger, was being big Hulk fans. So doing something like a Hulk cover spoof for Angel's Blood, it just made sense. I put characters in the corners. In the Hulk version here, you've got Betty Ross and Thunderbolt Ross in the lower right. I took our characters, the other demons, put them in a similar pose. And you've got these two characters. Their names are Cowboy and Tubby. I'll let you guess which one's which. One's Cowboy and one's Tubby. Instead of the rocket launch on the left side, I have the church, loosely based on St. Boniface Church in Bay City, actually. I took photographs of it and then drew that classic Angel's Blood still shot. I don't have one here to show you. Oh, man, I thought I did. We'll do another. I could do a whole episode on just that one piece of the church, because the church was a big last page of issue number 1. I'm really proud of that splash page. So this is what I've been working on, and this is what I finished this week. And I'm really happy with it, both because it was fun, and I just think it came out not too shabby. I'm not saying I drew it at all like Jack Kirby. Nobody can be Jack Kirby, but I tried to give it a more classic comic book style, which is not my wheelhouse, man. If you know me, if you watched anything that I've done before, this is my wheelhouse. Okay, and if I had my way, I would never stop until every square inch of every page was just covered with ink and lines, and somehow, and some say that's too much, and they're probably right. So when I do something simple, it's actually way more difficult for me to pare myself down. So looking at something classic like the Hulk, and then recreating the tone of it, not drawing it my way and all the cross hatching and shading and stuff. It was painful almost. But it was like I had a mission. I had a purpose. So enough about me and my self-indulgent conversation about my artwork. Because last but not least, I told you that I was working on a new video for a Chase Passion song. And I want to show you. Because I think it's coming out pretty good. Before I go, because I don't have much more to say, and I'm actually really tired, because I may have mentioned once or twice that it's Monday and I got no sleep. I finished 2 new pages last night, though, but at the toll of my sleep. And it's a long day. Emily's got her play this week. I'm really excited for her to be back in theater, so I have to get some rest and make sure I get her to everything on time. So, friends, I need background music. I could use a producer for this show. All right. Last but not least, my short video, Chase Passion. Got a totally different video editor for this one.
I'm an academic.
I bottle every speck of light and throw it in the dark. Angel in appearance with a demon heart. Gaining pieces just to watch myself fall apart. From which way can I sway to make my mark? Trying to outrun the shadows, sad to embark my arc. So clueless that the influence can be so ruthless. With an angel and devil soldered to my shoulders, I second guess my movement, phase moving while I'm stuck in park. My mindset I'm losing, I'm gaining a goddamn contusion. It's hard to decipher reality from the illusion. A choice I'm fused with, couldn't decide, so I took them both and blended the fusion. When is a great question. My contradicting hues of light are progression, not lack of attention. Although I lack direction, my evil side says I'm perfect, my better half has confession.
Okay, this is just me enjoying that music some more. I could play that over and over and over and over and over and over. And
I'm an academic.
I bottle every speck of light and throw it in the dark. Angel in appearance with a demon heart. Gaining pieces just to watch myself fall apart. From which way can I sway to make my mark? Trying to outrun the shadows, sad to embark my arc. So clueless that the influence can be so ruthless. With an angel and devil soldered to my shoulders, I second guess my movement, phase moving while I'm stuck in park. My mindset I'm losing, I'm gaining a goddamn contusion. It's hard to decipher reality from the illusion. A choice I'm fused with, couldn't decide, so I took them both and blended the fusion. When is a great question. My contradicting hues of light are progression, not lack of attention. Although I lack direction, my evil side says I'm perfect, my better half has confession.
there will be blood. I might have stolen that from something. I don't know. There's one piece in there that you might have seen, the round image of the demon through the crosshairs about to shoot Miller. It's the only thing that's color, in full color, in the whole video, in most of my videos. And the reason for that is that's not in the book like that, because I don't do full color for Angel's Blood. The project is intended to be black and white with only splashes of color. So where there's blood or there's sunlight or something that to make a point, there's a little hint of color. But it's not a full color book, and I don't want it to be. It's the kind of art that's supposed to rely on the cross hatching and shading to do the job that colors would do. But I made stickers. I made some labels, some sticker giveaways out of that, and I wanted those to be in color. So I have this one picture of that particularly cool round image that's colored. Nothing else is going to be colored in the book, I promise. Except if we reach a stretch goal, we're going to do some splash color. The basic edition of the Kickstarter is going to be for the black and white only book because it's the cheapest way to print it. And then if we raise that money, if we get more, we'll have a goal of doing a color edition and a variant cover and then a collection if we get, depending on how it goes. But, just for the basic bare bones edition of the book, we just are trying to just get it printed. We're not looking to make anything big out of it, man. It's just a stepping stone to the next issue, which is going to be issue number 2. I'm kind of tired, guys, so I'm not going to talk much more. I'm not going to draw much more, but I'll do another drawing video this week just for kicks. I'll take some more suggestions. Thank you for everyone that commented. All I really got was somebody wanted to see something new and something that wasn't Spider-Man or Hulk. So nothing more to say except be good to each other. Do something positive. If you can bring some light into the world, bring it, shine it, and take care of yourself.